Voice module online.
Are you listening?
Get over here!
It's only a game. Why you have to be mad?
This week on RDS Gaming, two people talk about the games that make them thankful to be a gamer, and one person tears them apart and calls their opinion stupid. That's right. RDS does Turkey Day. Hello, and welcome to a very special episode of RDS Gaming's podcast. Not a very special episode where you learn life lessons or a very special episode where you get taught what numbers to call, but a day that we celebrate and give thanks for the chance to have our voices heard by three people on the internet. There's three of us here. I would be thankful for more subscribers or listeners. I really don't give a shit whether you subscribe or not either. But anyways, I am the bitter voice in your ear and the voice that haunts your head at night. That's right, it's Racer. And I am joined by Zero.
Oh shit, yeah. It's about to be Turkey Day. Fuck yeah.
He was the man voted most likely to choke on a turkey bone by his high school class. And by his friends, his family, his kids. Really random people that have met him in public. So yeah, we know what we're working with. And Black Sun.
Good evening, everyone. Time to be thankful for something or another.
Listen to this. They all try to come off like bitter, like they're going to manage to escape my ire. Not gonna happen, kids. Not gonna happen. But we're going to take a sideline from normal format. There's not going to be news. There's not going to be a real topic. There is going to be somewhere between 20 and an hour and 20 minutes worth of talk and anger and rage and thankfulness and sweet, sweet tears. But to start us off a little different, what are you fellas doing for Turkey Day, if anything?
I'm going with the anything side of it. I'm going to be here where it's warm and probably the whole college thing, and hopefully get a little bit of time here and there to try and give you something to do and pay back. Get a little gaming in, I'm hoping.
Yeah, good luck with that. I'm still waiting. I am close to 100% on the game now. Y'all are severe disappointments.
Yeah, I have a little bit lack of time. I try what I can, but I definitely need to go in and give you some more to do.
Yeah, I can't. I'm gonna have to attempt to break some of Racer's records because we can't let that go.
Yeah, I was all worried there for a minute because it was 2v1. And then I took all but 2 races, and like 2 days later, I still had all but 2 races, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna fight my way through this glitchy mess and take the top spot, and I did, and I announced it, and I checked back the next day, and I am still on top on everything, and I'm like, all right, this is just why do I'm not gonna keep going. I don't care about competing with strangers. Like anybody out there in TV land, if you have an Origin account and Payback, which I'm sorry if you do have an Origin account, even if I've sung the praises of Payback, which they seem to introduce more problems in every patch. I'm not sure how that works, but they seem to. If you have Payback and an Origin account, DM me your fucking name. I will add you so I have some more competition.
See, a lot of them, they just test after they patch it for what they're trying to fix. They may not look for new upcoming bugs from it. Some places do that.
Well, I can say over the last 2 days, I have run all of the League Racers post-game. And their detection algorithm is so smooth and so perfect if you are racing somebody through corkscrews, it will actually list them as being ahead of you, despite the fact you're further along the course than they are.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Really?
They just want to add that little extra challenge in there for you.
Which,
Yeah, we'll
in
go with
my
that.
case, 90% of the time, it's like 70-0, so it's not a big issue, but still, it seems dumb that it appears that it's like a cone in front of your car that detects where the other player is, and if you see the other car in that cone, then they're ahead. That's not how races work. That's not like I could drive in reverse across the finish line, and as long as I was ahead, I won, not the car I'm looking at.
Have you done that yet?
I have done donuts across the finish line. I've done a 180 across the finish line. Yeah, I've done my typical racing game shenanigans.
Oh, good.
Yeah, you can't go without that.
Still, my favorite win ever was way back in the day in Road Rash, and I was close enough to the end that the one racer that was competitive with me, I beat, and then we crashed. It totaled my bike, so I ran across the finish line and won.
Nuh-uh.
Yep.
Nice.
That is awesome.
Can't hardly beat that.
But yeah, so I'm looking for some competition. I am not the best racer by far in video games, but I will lay it down. We will go to town.
Got the competitive spirit, as they say.
So, I guess tomorrow at noon I will be eating lunch with my in-laws, and then tomorrow evening I will be having dinner with my mother and father and sister, and hopefully Racer. That's what I'm doing for Thanksgiving.
Man, nothing says the holiday season like a bitter asshole.
So you can get a double dose turkey in one day and then be in a coma all day Friday.
No, I got shit I'm gonna do Friday.
Hopefully it's not out and about near any store.
No, fuck that. No way.
That's all.
Okay, good.
That's all pushed to Thursday evenings now, anyways.
Yeah, like the one was telling me about that, and I was just super confused because I traditionally Black Friday has always been on a Friday, not Thursday evening, which seems really fucking stupid to me.
No, they started that like last year or the year before. Just
Yeah,
they want to get everybody that really wants to, and then they're going to again on Friday that and still be mad out.
I guess it just seems. I don't know.
Greedy.
Oh, please. They have been greedy, sir. They have been greedy.
Yeah, they're increasing that greed though.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Naturally. But it's, I have zero intentions of going to do anything with any fucking store tomorrow unless it's a gas station.
Even that could be crazy.
I was going to say, gas stations didn't start doing Black Friday shit now, did they?
No.
Okay, thank God.
But everybody going to them stores, they may need gas too.
That's all right, because in my little town, it's not a big deal, thankfully.
That's what you think. Just
Well,
you
that's
wait.
true. I mean, fuck it. I know my car has enough gas for me to get up to mom and dad's, so I don't really care.
I mean, I have two cars. They're both filled with gas. So yeah, there's no issues there. I'm good.
Yeah?
Yeah. Yeah, they're pretty well set up. It's cold. I buy gas on the same day, which is when I confuse all my coworkers and show up at multiple different cars in one day.
Yeah, they'll never get used to it.
5, including a motorcycle, was still the record.
Damn. All right, there's a story there, my friend. I'd really like to hear it.
Oh, there's no story behind it. I literally did it with the purpose of showing up in every vehicle I owned. So I showed up in the Xterra. I left to pick up something, to troubleshoot something at work. Came back in the El Camino. Left for lunch. Came back on the motorcycle. Left to drop off the stuff I brought in and came back in the Z.
Yeah, it can be that.
I like fucking with people. What can I say?
Yeah, you do.
Most I've ever done is 2. Could have done 3 at one point in life. Never did it. That I remember anyway.
See, and the funny thing is, like, that kind of thing would have never crossed my mind, just to mess with people, like, to do it that way. That wouldn't have crossed my mind.
I mean, yeah, unless you count leaving at one point in company vehicle to go get something, come back, leave, and then come back another vehicle after lunch. But the one was to be expected since I was going to get something in a company truck.
So, have you played anything this week, Black Sun?
Just a little bit of payback when we were all last 3 playing, which was just about a week ago. I think it was after dark.
Yeah. So you've been pretty busy then, huh?
Yeah. Well, let's see. Monday for a class, my schedule was still fucked up, of course, but I got there at 8:30 in the morning for what I was scheduled for. Managed to talk to that teacher who is one of the main people in the program course I'm in. He has, you could say, some influence or knows what's going on and understands. That's a big thing. And then I was there for a couple hours for that. About 3. He's like, "Yeah, no, you don't need to be here." And he looked up the times for where I should be. Told me, "It's like, all right, get out of here and be there for that." Well, showed back up for the other one, and the teacher didn't get to note that we were starting earlier than normal. So his boss was actually there, one of the actual heads of the whole department. Got to emailing him in the afternoon back and forth, got it fixed, and was there till about 9 o'clock in the evening on Monday.
Yeah.
And then Tuesday was another 1 to 9. See, I've been a little busy. And it's only going to get busier after this week. I don't get the I get a little holiday vacation or break, but other than that, no, they don't give no shits.
No.
That holiday break condenses everything and screws the days up for the week. So in the other 3 weeks left, they smash it all together.
Aha.
So I got Monday through Sunday, and then through the next Friday, all in a row coming up.
Okay.
And then I'll be on my winter break, as they call it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that'll be a nice one. That'll be good stretch there. That's like a little over, I think, a little over 2 weeks.
You know, when Racer says "oh really" like that, I just picture him with his pinky up to his mouth and just that fucking little smirk, like I'm gonna do some shit.
Like you might have a plan coming up for something.
Yeah, like I get that impression. I mean, I don't know how true it was, but when he said it, that was the first thing that popped into my mind.
Well, with Racer, you never know. It could be possible. It's hard to say.
That's very true. And I mean, he's not going to say anything right now.
What would the fun in that be?
Exactly.
I don't have to establish anything I'm going to do.
So I was looking through some news earlier, and I saw where I guess Belgium, I believe it was, is thinking about banning loot crates because of Star Wars Battlefront 2. And I was talking to Racer about it, and he said several states are looking at banning it. And because you said it was considered, they were going to consider a form of gambling, right, Racer?
Yes, which is the same thing Belgium is pushing.
Okay. So it led me down this line of thinking, and I kind of wanted to get your guys' take on this. Okay, so loot crates, you don't know what you're going to get, because it's a loot crate. It's supposed to be a surprise. And it's considered gambling because there is no guarantee. It made me think, well, if they start with loot crates, could collectible trading cards be the next thing? Because every pack is randomized, and you're guaranteed to get X amount of this type of card, X amount of this type of card, and X amount of this type of card, but you never know exactly what you're going to get. Or like the miniatures and stuff, like that come in sealed boxes and it's a surprise. Like, isn't that the same type of thing, or am I off base here, guys?
I could see it being the same, yeah.
I mean, it's possible. I mean, you could get there if you wanted to try hard enough. You could easily get there.
Well, I mean, I understand.
It's the same concept.
Well, and I understand that like, I'm going to look at it from both sides here. On the one side, you're going to set, like, it can be argued that it's all chance no matter what, whether it's a video game or card packs or miniatures or whatever type of thing you get. And then on the other hand, it's also looking at it from the standpoint of, this is a video game. Eventually the servers will close, and the money you spent and the items that you have will be useless and they will be gone. Whereas cards or miniatures is an actual physical, tangible thing that the value can increase or decrease depending on whether the game stops being played, so on and so forth.
Or the rarity of it and that.
Yeah.
But I mean, if you go to the rarity, I mean, that could be applied to the loot boxes too, because each one has a percentage chance of dropping in them.
Yeah. So I kind of wanted to get your guys' take, because I know we have all expressed before that we are not fans of the loot crate system and that we think it's not right. So I just kind of wanted to get your guys' thoughts on it.
Yeah, microtransactions to gain an edge that are more than cosmetic, yes. Not a fan of. That would definitely put a twist in things, because you would have to do, I mean, you'd have to do the whole IP thing to see where they're at, to whether it's enabled or not. And then you'd have people running, say, proxies or VPN or whatever to get to where they could, so they could buy it if they wanted. That could make things very interesting.
It could.
Because I mean, I know some people they've done that just to make the servers think they were in Australia, so they could get access to the game a few hours earlier. Well, actually, more than a few hours, but yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
don't know.
there's ways around it if they really want to.
Oh yeah, and I mean, if like let's say that I think Racer, you said Hawaii was one of the states that was pushing, correct?
Yeah.
Let's say, okay, let's say Hawaii, California, and maybe let's say 5 other states all say no, we're not going to allow loot crates to be purchasable from inside of our state. Then it gives the other players in other states an even more unfair advantage, or at least in my eyes, it gives them an even more unfair advantage because players in the states where it's banned, should they have the financial, availability to buy loot crates, can't even do that, and it really unbalances things.
Just look at this. Think of like EA and Dice and all them going to all the different states and applying for more or less casino licenses so they can sell them in those states. Because that's basically what they would have to do to be valid and be able to do it in those states.
Well, I know there's still states that don't have any kind of casino licenses.
Mhm.
Well, that would be a formal adoption. They would have to actually do the whole 9 yards to where it's all defined that way. It is still in most circles considered gambling, but unless it can be legally defined as such, federally, it's not going to matter. Right now, it's just a point of purchase.
Yeah.
Digital distribution hits a whole other side, and state by state, that's handled differently. Digital distribution, online sales. I mean, the state I'm in, they ask you when you fill out your taxes, did you purchase things online that you did not pay taxes on? Most massive online retailers actually figure that to where when it gets your shipping address or your billing address, it will assign taxes based on the state you're in.
Yeah.
Whether it's relevant or not. Because I know majority of these states or whatever, it matters if there's actually a brick and mortar store there. If so, then they apply it for
Well,
most.
it goes beyond that now. They are billing for taxes, period. If you bought out of state goods within this state at the end of the year and you didn't pay state tax on it, they will bill you on your taxes for it. Like ask for the receipt, the whole 9 yards.
So they're going the next step, and they definitely want their cut then now. I haven't seen that yet for where I'm at.
Yeah, welcome to, well, you're in one of the states that is both good and horrid as far as taxes go. One of the few. Great on one side, but awful on the other. And it's 6 of one, half a dozen of the other, as far as I'm concerned, whether there's personal property, all kinds of other taxes, or whether there's a higher sales tax or a lack of sales tax altogether.
Yeah. Which, yeah, I don't really have to worry much about that whole currently since of the lack of income currently since I'm slightly busy. It doesn't do me much good.
Yeah.
Submit, well, I don't have to do state, but yeah, do the federal, and it's like, yeah, no, there's no point. We'll mark it down, and you're good to go. And I got stuff that I could write off or whatever, deductions, whatnot, but it does no good if you have no income.
Yeah.
Hey, I got these deductions. Can I just get a refund? And even though I don't, make any money. They don't go for that.
Yeah. I mean, come on. It's all right. It's all good.
No, I mean I understand it. It's like yeah.
I mean, I'm gonna have you wash some walls next time you're up here and shit. And be like, bitch, come on. I know you gotta pay this shit back, but right now my money's financing it, so let's do it.
There you go.
Wow, I almost said something
Most
that would have probably gotten us delisted altogether. Whoo! All I'm saying is indentured servitude maybe isn't a terrible idea. Like, at this point, it seems like we would be further ahead. Like, and take note of this: anybody out there that has questionable life choices that makes a shit ton of money, like doctors, surgeons, lawyers, all you out there, you find a kid that's intelligent and wants to go to school, be like, all right, you come live with me, you do some housekeeping, and I will pay for your medical school or law school and all that. This seems like a better fucking sense of scholarship than most of what's available right now.
In truth, really, it does.
I could see that. I mean, it'd be better. I mean, that yeah.
I mean, if the kid is going to pass the bar, the kid gets through the MCATs, most likely they're a solid human being in one way, shape, or form. So living in your expensive home and taking care of it, it's not bad. Plus, they have a mentor right there. So when they're studying, they can be like, okay, I'm stuck on this or I'm stuck on that. And they have a person they can go to. Meanwhile, instead of counting on, the poor fucker that's getting screwed over by some dude that's like, yeah, I got social security numbers. Don't worry about it. You just come work for me for less than minimum wage and we got you covered. It seems like this is a good fit. It's terrible if that's the society we live in, but it seems like a good fit.
It makes sense. I mean, currently most of what I'd say I'm getting, it's I'm just gonna be paying it all back once I'm done. I got a few things here and there, grant wise, and was able to get, but yeah, majority probably like 80-90%. It's all gonna be paid back.
Yeah. Speaking of mentors, Racer, you usually have an incredible way of explaining things to me that I just can't seem to figure out. So I'm curious. I've seen a number of different things about net neutrality, and like I've tried looking it up and reading through stuff, and I'm not understanding. Do you think you could explain that to me in more layman's terms to where I'm gonna understand? Because I am sure that there's other people that probably don't get it either.
Oh, abso-fucking-lutely. It's very, very simple. I'll put it in a way that you can anybody could easily understand.
Oh, please do.
All right. Has anybody here never been to a library in their life, either at school or gone to a public library?
Yeah, I've been to libraries before.
Okay. So let's assume that libraries all are on a pay-to-play basis. You pay $20 a month. You go to a library. You get to go to every section in the library. It doesn't matter whether it's periodicals or sci-fi or history or anything else. You pay $20 a month. You go to the library. You check out your books.
Okay,
Now,
you got me. Okay.
the idea of net neutrality, if things stay as they are right now, it's that model. You pay your fee to the library, which is representing the ISP, and you have access to everything on there. Now, if what they're pushing for passes, they're going to tell you, okay, you go and pay $20 and you get access to the library. But if you want to access history, we'll call this Google search, we can throttle that and tell you that Google has said to obtain their service at a proper rate of speed or access to it at all, you have to pay an extra $5. So if you go to the library and you want to check out history, you paid your 20. Now to actually access the history section, you got to pay another $5. Or even better, if you want to read the book at your speed, your pace, you have to pay an extra $5. Oh, you want to go to sci-fi? Well, there's another $10. Oh, you wanted fantasy and sci-fi? Well, we'll give you this package deal, but it's $25. But it's going to be $50 if you don't get the package deal. Basically, they're going to put it in the hands of the people that serve you the internet, give them the ability to throttle based on the service. So they can go back and tell Netflix, oh, well, we're going to tell your users that they have to pay us extra. And in order for our users to access your service at full streaming speeds, you have to pay us extra.
Oh.
I mean, there's been, if I'm not mistaken, cellular services that have tried this previously,
Yeah,
or
and
similar things.
now they've gotten to the point where they're trying to package deals on cell plans to make themselves more attractive, which will go the way of the dodo if these bills pass. It's not going to be a package deal. It's going to be, okay, you pay $80 a month for unlimited data, plus $50 for this package, that package. It's going to turn the internet into cable.
Mm-hmm.
And cable in its current iteration to where you pay extra for certain channels.
Yeah.
And this is why we should trust these people, because obviously they've done such a great job about being concerned about the consumer over the years. We're already paying them. We're already watching ads. We've got pop-ups. We've got banners. We've got everything else. They have literally monetized the internet as much as they can to the point where it's overt, and it's still not enough. So you're going to tell me that they're going to charge an extra $10 flat fee to where I get high speed for everything? No. They're going to push it as hard as they can. People are going to scream. They'll take one step back, and then slowly but surely they'll add it. $2.50, $5, $15 at a time. To where people that have the disposable income don't think about it. They get annoyed enough, they pay the money to save themselves the time until it's an abhorrent charge on everything. And then you get to the further portion, the part that's scarier and darker than just financial bankruptcy. And okay, now it's government regulated, it's government mandated, and they decide you can't access this, it doesn't fit our ideals. Okay, let's take a real hot button issue. Let's say you're in a state where abortion has been tried to be pushed to be illegal, whether they succeeded or not. Let's say you are a 19-year-old kid seeking services that will apply that. And I'm not going to discuss the morality for or against or anything else. I don't care. That's not the point. The point is, if your state, say you're sitting in Texas, and the state pushes it, they decide that this is no longer ethical ideas that you can look for. Statewide, it's blocked out. You can't look for those resources. Oh, and by the way, they've already instituted things that make it mildly illegal to use a VPN or a tracking blocker piece of software to escape monitoring. Once they make it financially soluble or make it to where they can impose their moral view on the internet, do you not think it's going to become a federal crime to use third-party software to circumvent this shit?
That is very fucking scary.
Mm-hmm.
Remember, Egypt and people being prosecuted for telling the truth on the internet. Stoned to death for telling the truth on the internet. North Korea. That is what we're moving towards. This isn't shocking. This isn't trying to get you to act based on anything. This is literally what you're looking forward to tomorrow. You have your turkey, you look something up, and that might be the last chance you have.
I'm saying, like you're saying with the pricing or whatever, they'll do it and they'll step back. It's just like we've seen a lot of times with gas. They go ahead 2-3 steps and they come back 1 or 2, and then they still, 2 more ahead, then back 1, and they just slowly keep creeping it up.
So now, is this the government pushing this? Is this like the internet service providers pushing this? Because I can't see like companies wanting.
What's
to push
the difference?
This.
Oh, you don't think a company would push this? A guarantee for a higher profit margin?
Well,
true. Nobody would ever think that a company based completely on profit would ever think about paying your senators and your representatives to support a bill that will line their fucking pockets. No special interest group has ever formed. Nobody has ever bought off senators and representatives to make sure what they want to pass. That's why drugs and medical care are so affordable in the United States.
Yeah.
Yeah, it wouldn't be the first time someone got bought out.
That's true. I don't know. It's a very scary thing.
We've gone through this multiple times already, and the internet has gotten up in arms, and they have tried to slide this through on the background to just make it happen without anybody realizing it. And the sad part is, we are already beyond critical mass. If the elections that happened 2 weeks ago didn't go the right way, we're already fucked. The only thing we can do is react to it. Is go and say, well, we're not going to elect you so you can make more shady deals. We're going to elect somebody else that might make a different shady deal. The only thing we can hope for if it passes is repeal. And how are we going to organize to make sure it gets repealed? Do you think we're going to be able to create a website that says vote for Congressman X because they support the free internet? Yeah, that's not going to be one of the first things that gets shut down. Our ability to have a discussion or discourse is going to be the first fucking thing to die.
Yeah, give more control, and then try to, or let them get more control, and try to prevent it afterward. See how it goes.
I don't figure it's going to go well.
No, they're just gonna laugh in your face and be like, "Yeah, no, click. You're done." So is that the explanation you were looking for?
But yeah, it definitely answered my question.
In full,
Yes.
racer deaf explanation.
Yes. Well, like I said, he has a tremendous way of helping me understand things that a lot of times when I read something I don't understand.
Well, I mean, why would they want you to be able to understand it easily if they're trying to get it accomplished? They're gonna make it as confusing as they can. They're gonna try to confuse the fuck out of you so they can get what they want to accomplish.
Yeah.
You want to see some screaming about EA and everything else right now. Imagine going to your ISP and paying them an extra $25 a month so you have a better connection than the guy on the other team.
Oh, man.
And not that that other connection doesn't exist, just he can't afford to pay for his console or his PC, his internet service, the game, the special packs, everything else, plus an additional $25 a month. So now you have an inbuilt advantage because of that. Or for Destiny and shit like that. You don't need to build in lag switching. Pay less for internet than everybody else.
Yeah, I mean, most companies do not take that into account and make it so it's even either way. And like I've discussed, say, with you guys many, previously multiple times, there's one game out currently that does it correctly. We were discussing this a while, say a few months and then some back probably, but I got big into the net code side of things, say doing the whole programming thing, and that all ties in. So I started delving deep into the net code and looking into all that in more of the fine detail. Well, I'll say I found a place, I learned a bunch, and then I found someone that's actually tests all this for all these different games. And there's only that I know of and I've seen so far one that does it, you know, good currently, and that actually takes all that into effect, and that is Battlefield 1. The whole lead indicator and all that they are taking care of that. If you have a bad connection, you have that lead indicator, and it's like cut at 150 millisecond ping. So I mean, it stopped right there. If it's above that, you have to lead because everything is checked server side. If it's less than that, they trust you a little more, and yeah, you're good to go. You're not gonna catch. You shoot where you need to or where you want, and then that's where it's going to be. Otherwise, no. But most companies are that are making games, they do not go that far or think that far ahead, or don't care, or whatever the reason may be, and they're not learning yet, and they're not implementing that. I mean, there's ways around it to do it, but yeah, if all that goes through, yeah.
See,
Here,
go ahead.
No, you.
Okay, here's where I'm going to take the bitter side apart and ask the community, such as it is. Because personally, and it's all my own bitterness coming out, so nobody take this the wrong way. But typically, when it gets worked into the conversation, it constantly feels to me, and I fucking push it down inside and form it into a tight little ball and shove it inside with the rest of my emotions where they belong.
Mhm.
But I will typically hear Black Sun introduce a story about how everything relates to school and be like, we get it. You go to school. It's cool. I get that that's your life and your experience. Just like my hatred and anger come up in almost everything because that's my life. But I genuinely want to hear from the community. We have a source inside right now that knows how all of that comes to be. Game development, gaming ideas, programming, all that shit. Like, I could put him on a schedule and be like, all right, you're going to have 5 minutes a week. Who wants to hear about this shit? Who wants to see under the hood as far as one of our primary hobbies go? Fucking let us know, and I will beat on his ass until he hates me and comes up with 5 minutes of shit to talk about a week. Because I honestly think that's something people would genuinely be interested in.
I love hearing about it because a lot of these things I don't know all that much about, and I I think that's a fucking great idea, personally.
Little does he know, I like it when he beats on my ass.
I know you do. That's your motivation. Because honestly, you're on a fast track program. I'm not going to be able to pay you enough to pay back those loans by the time you're done.
I'm gonna roll all together and spread it out, and I don't have to start paying them until like 6 months after I'm done anyway. So yeah,
Damn, Racer, that man, that's a damn good idea, dude.
I mean, I don't know. I'm not real. I'm a ways in. I'm not real in depth, but I'm starting to get there where I'm at currently. Now they got shit moving forward. So
How many of the mouth breathers that listen to us are going to be like, yeah, well, actually, the reason they do that is blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
Unless we've got an actual developer that steps in and he's like, actually, he's wrong because he's not this far along. At which point, we have a great fucking opportunity to grill some motherfucker and be like, all right, bitch, I played this game. Why does it suck so bad?
Yeah.
True. I do understand majority of the concepts and where everything goes, especially now. Even just starting on the first couple days of the new ones for this month, and it's already opening up, and I'm seeing new things, and I can figure a lot of stuff out. But yeah,
You
no,
can
if
see the
anybody
code,
wants,
Neo.
I'm getting closer. Yes, I see little bits and pieces. It's becoming clearer.
But that's the entire fucking point. There's multifaceted reasons behind this, and congratulations. I've been drinking for like 6 hours, so y'all get to see behind my hood at the moment. This is a good idea, A, because I think it will appeal to people that want to understand some of the shit that goes on behind the scenes, other than watching professionally produced fucking documentaries on my name is John Snow, or not John Snow, whatever the fuck the dude was, one of the fucking indie game devs. I can't remember. It's John something. I really don't care. I never played his game. I don't care. Dude looks like a jackass. Great for him. I hope he made a ton of money and has a happy family. Outside of that, I don't give a shit about his life. But I don't want to hear I was a tortured genius and it was so hard, and Edmund McMillan and the dude whose name I can't remember that did all the art that I should remember because he's a diabetic. I get it. These guys gave up everything trying to make a fucking game. I don't want the drama. I don't want the fucking this is real life shit. And I don't know that everybody else wants to hear that. It's a great story. It makes a great movie. And I enjoyed watching those documentaries. But I don't doubt there's thousands and thousands of people out there that are like, okay, so what's it like to actually learn to do this shit? Like, what is the step by step? Not to mention the other side of it. How many people out there that are looking for gaming content on YouTube are like, motherfucker, I am going to go to school and I am going to learn to make a game. And if they can go back and listen to fucking a year and a half worth of shit where they listen to you progress and your understanding increase and see how that idea changes, how useful is that going to be to people to be like, oh, whoa, this shit is not for me, or people that are like, fuck yeah, I can deal with this.
Oh yeah, and say especially with my situation with being, slightly accelerated, where I'm completing in every 4 weeks, I'm completing a normal college semester of either one or two courses, depending on the month. No, and say any interest. I mean, I'm all for it. I mean, if they got specifics that you want to know about, I'll do what I my best on that topic or anything relevant. And let's say like the whole netcode thing. I mean, that was just we had a discussion. And, I mean, I never thought about it before, but it just kind of intrigued me, and it just something inside clicked, and it drove me, and I wanted to understand it and push me, and I did that on my own. It wasn't even for school. I'm not to that point yet.
The thing that clicked in Black Sun's head was the massive amount of Mida bullets that I put into his forehead. Fuck you, your private matches.
Say
Yeah.
you move or you jerk just right, and they just ting, ting, ting. Sometimes you get multiple clicks.
Well, I know that was the beginning. Us playing multiplayer competitive matches and just suddenly dead. Like, not sniper shots, not rockets, not anything else. Just, we could line up, send fucking 4 rounds downrange. Know that at least 3 of them were headshots, and that was should have been a confirmed kill. And then just suddenly, like an AR, we're hit with scout rifle bullets and dead. Like, okay, how the fuck does that happen? And I know I got pissed off and I would rant about it. And I know it happened to you multiple times. So you got some background reason to be looking into that and be like, okay, this is some bullshit. How the fuck did this happen? I paid like $120 by now. You go fuck yourself.
Yeah, kind of. But and say that, and I had the interest, with what I'm doing and pursuing. That it was interesting to me. Not everyone that it interests in. Some people are just like, what, fuck you guys and this shit. I'm done for now. I'll be back later and I'll try again until you piss me off a bunch more.
But yeah, I think that would be a good little bit we could do. And it, like I said, it doesn't have to be a lot of stuff. And if you get to something you're passionate about, you go longer. You talk about it at length. Or if we get people that are interested enough to hear about it, we'll have once a month or some shit where we have a special segment, or we'll do a live stream Q&A. I don't know, but it's some shit we could do. Y'all like it? You let me know. You let one of us know. We will cover this shit. Which reminds me of something I need to do to burn another butthole, but we'll get to that later.
Ooh. We talking like habanero through the anus?
Oh no, ghost pepper at best. That's like
If
the low level burn that's going to occur because this is strike 2.
maybe even a little Carolina Reaper?
Yeah.
Nice. I'd say we should be getting a couple more watching. I know there's one person I well actually was at school. I haven't seen him in probably 3 to 4 months. And actually while I was waiting for like 2.5 hours in between while I was waiting for the proper class to start, I actually met up with a friend of mine I hadn't seen in a while and talked to him, and he should be doing some catch up on our rants and raves and geek and gaming that we discuss, and I think that might intrigue him and might be a good way to kick this off too. That and say, you guys, you got any things that you're kind of interested or intrigued about? Let me know, and so like you said, we'll figure something out and do something once a month or whatever the demand requires, as long as we get it worked in one way or another.
Hey, I think there can also be a self-serving need for this, because for those that don't know, I'm announcing right now that at some point in the future, and I have got a lot of irons in the fire right now, but at some point in the future, RDS will expand to a gaming studio. So I kind of want him to document all of his education, number one, so I don't have to look at a friend's references or resume. And number two, so when he comes in and he's like, well, such and such isn't really hitting their milestones on blah, blah, blah technology thing. So I can be like, wait, episode 37, hour 1 mark 37. You went into this, so you know how to handle this. Don't be bringing this to me.
Okay, which episode was titled this way? Yeah, no, you get this. We're good. Just fucking deal with it. That's
Like,
not my deal. This is your deal, bitch.
I know you know how to handle this. Don't bring this shit here. I have taped evidence. Get the fuck out.
Yeah. No, it's gonna be Rachel being like, "You think I know this shit? What the fuck did you go to school for?" No, right here. Audio proof, video proof. No, fucking deal with it. Get the fuck out of here. I got other shit to deal with.
See, there's always a self-serving need, and the self-serving need is to support everybody else. But that's aside from the point. Y'all got 7 minutes to talk about what you're thankful for, so I can tear it apart. Go.
Zero.
Okay. I have lots to be thankful for. I have a job where I make pretty decent money. That's probably the lowest one on the list. I have a wife who treats me far better than what I deserve. I have 3 children that love me. I have parents that love me. I have a father-in-law that I can't ever thank enough for the way that he treats me and my children. I have friends that, for all of my failings, are still my friends and still love me like a brother. I have a tremendous amount to be thankful for. And I have a roof over my head, which a lot of people don't. So I have a tremendous amount of things to be thankful for.
Well, I'm in gaming, but we'll go for real life now. All right, Black Sun, what do you got?
Well, that's gonna be kind of and that's kind of tough to measure up to. But along those lines, the opportunity for what I'm doing, I'm definitely thankful for. Wasn't sure it was gonna happen, and then, well, I kind of made it happen, which sometimes that's what you got to do. Beyond that, it's people that care for me, friends, family. I mean, couldn't ask for a better group of friends, which are family. I mean, that's beyond compare, unbeatable. And well, the nice weather currently, I am enjoyable and thankful for that. It's just about right now.
Hey, it was 59 here yesterday. I was happy.
Yeah,
It was real nice yesterday.
yeah, that's nice. I'll just be quiet on that part then. You guys can use your imagination.
Yeah.
I don't need to. It's on my weather.com homepage, along with Hawaii, which is depressing every day of the year.
I don't have that one. I do have, say, up there and here. I keep track of those two. And then when I really want to, kind of poke at someone, I'll check back, say, back home, and then I'll, like, if I'll roll the bike out and take a picture and send it there and get cussed at a little bit and told to shut up. That's always enjoyable. But those are my top ones for being thankful for. That and the little bit of time that I had up until recently to actually get a little bit of gaming time in with you guys. How about you, Racer?
Oh no.
I know, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to give me 30 seconds. So vamp for just a minute. I gotta figure out how to formulate this.
This is going to
Okay.
take some constructive thinking. I'm taking it.
Yeah. So, Black Sun,
Mhm.
question.
Answer.
Like, is the weather nice there all the time? Or are there days where you're just like, oh, fuck this?
For the most part, I mean, say I'm from the Midwest, and you know what the heat and humidity can be like that in the summers, and how hot and humid it can get.
Oh, yeah.
And for the most part, here, I mean, it's not bad year round for the most part. I mean, right now is perfect. I got the windows open, and I'm good to go. In the summer, when you expect it, when I came here, even I was expecting the summers might get a little bit there. I mean, I talked to others that have lived here, and I mean, from what they said, it wasn't gonna be that bad. But yeah, once I got here, the humidity here, for the most part, it's actually not as bad as like where you guys are in the summer.
Yeah.
It's not as thick and dense unless it gets to the point where we don't get in the summer. Say here, the summer, it's the rainy season. Now's the dry time, and that's normal. But normally every afternoon, you can set your clock by it. I mean, 4 to 5 o'clock, you get a shower. I mean, maybe a 15-minute shower, or occasionally you get an actual thunderstorm. Which, when everybody when I first moved here and the first tropical storm came, I was getting texts and everybody was worried. All tropical storm means a severe thunderstorm, what we're used to in the Midwest. But if it does that every afternoon, the humidity is nothing. If it occasionally it goes 4 to 5 days without that rain in the afternoon, that's when it gets bad, like what we're used to when it gets miserable in the Midwest,
Yeah.
which happens 2 to 3 times, maybe on the. I mean, I'm guessing the high side. I mean, I've been here that long, but I'm guessing the high side would be 5 or 6 times every summer, like what, April to October. So for the most part, yeah, it's not that bad. I mean, the humidity isn't shit. It's not as bad as there. I mean, for you, you're a little more. It affects you more than most people, as we know. So I mean, it may not be as enjoyable for you, but still better than there in the summer when it's very hot and humid.
Yeah.
I
Now
still
is
say road trip in the end of April for Rockville.
now like this time of year, is it still raining down there in the afternoons?
No, that it hasn't. That cuts off beginning of November, basically end of hurricane season.
Yeah. Okay.
Even a little bit before that, it doesn't happen as often. Say mid October, or whatever, it starts slowing down a little bit. But like right now, no. I mean, it's maybe once a week you get a shower or rain that comes through.
Yeah.
I mean, it's basically maybe once a week or 10 to 14 days between showers.
Yeah.
If you're on the coast, a little bit more often. Once maybe twice a week. But then again, it's just your 15, 20-minute shower. How you doing, Racer?
Oh, I'm just waiting on y'all to finish your little knitting circle.
I think I thoroughly explained it to Zero, so I think you're good to go.
All right. This is relatively dark for the regular series, but I'll come back tomorrow with some real dark shit. I guess this is actually real dark shit too. It's sad when you get to the point where you realize that your normal is everybody else's real fucking dark. I'm not thankful for anything. I regret having made a positive impact in the people's lives around me because that makes me still be here. And I know there are thousands of other people out there that feel exactly the same way. Tomorrow is not a day to celebrate the connections you have or don't have. Tomorrow is not a day to celebrate all the great things that happen. Tomorrow is a reminder of all the things that don't happen. And you know what? Fuck it. I will still be there and I will still eat a meal and I will still be around family or friends or something else. If I have to be thankful, if I have to express gratitude for one thing, it is a sheer amount of will that forces me to get up every day and force my way through some more bullshit. Because I won't give up, and nobody else should either. Not because tomorrow will be better. Trust me, I get the trap that it feels like hope is. It's just a tease. No, fuck that. You get up and you fight through it, not so tomorrow is better. You get through it and you fight to build a better tomorrow. Not for everybody else, but for yourself. I have been told by family, the little family I have left, they were half concerned to even invite me to the holiday celebration because they didn't want people around. Their one reply when they asked me how my day was that they were one of the people that used me too. That's fucking great. Happy fucking Thanksgiving, everybody. And you know what? As much as I want it to stop, as much as I don't want there to be a tomorrow, there will be. And I'll make tomorrow better because fuck it. Fuck everything and everybody around you. If it's that bad, if the people around you do nothing but suck your soul out, then find other fucking people, as difficult as it is. Go back to school. Find a new hobby. There is a way. There's a way forward and a way out. I don't know what the end answer is. So, what am I thankful for? My goddamn self. Because all the talking in the world and all the other bullshit doesn't change anything. It's rote and routine for most. And when it's not rote or routine, they don't know what to say. And then you've got other fucking people that make promises and break them, that don't have time, but suddenly when they have a need, they have time. Fuck those people, community. Fuck those people. Y'all call me. I'm there no matter what it costs, no matter what it takes. I will be there. I will sit up until 4 o'clock in the morning talking to you or listening, because honestly, listening is what I should do. So I'm thankful for the opportunity to find new family, new friends, to build that. I'm thankful for the will that gives me the opportunity, because I honestly don't believe that 99% of the people I know would have made it through a quarter of the shit that I've survived. And it's only through having been beaten and flagellated and gone through the crucibles I have that I've come out the other end. So while we dig into turkey and stuffing and mashed potatoes and delicious fucking gravy, remember, whether it's good or bad, you always have the chance to walk away and make it better. So fucking do it. Abso-fucking-lutely do it. As my good fat friend says, shoot for the fucking stars. To not get sued by Bob Salvatore, I'm going to say, you reach for the goddamn stars. Worst case scenario, you get a good stretch, a beautiful view of the stars, and maybe catch a little bit of low-hanging fruit. Don't think about it about catching an arrow. You fucking do the best you can, and you stretch as hard and as far as possible. You fucking do that shit.
Yeah, very true. I mean, that's words of inspiration and wisdom.
Definitely.
See, I already had Zero ready to cry earlier when he was talking about things he was thankful about. Now we got some super cry going on.
That's that's the nice thing though that I think we bring to the table, so to say, is we all have different perspectives of this and we can bring more to everyone else and hopefully help in say provide help and bring more enjoyment and guidance to more people with what we have in our misfit ragtag group that we have.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I really believe that.
You're
Yeah.
ragtag.
I know. It's one of the things you love about me.
Man, we got them all kinds of for Klimp now. What up, Mike Myers?
Wait a minute. What does verklempt mean?
Choked up, upset. It's a Yiddish word.
Ah, okay, cool.
I know you know those skits.
I was the Mike Myers skits from Saturday Night Live.
Well, it sure as fuck wasn't from Shrek.
No.
That would have put an interesting spin on Shrek.
Yeah.
All right. Well, it's going to take these idiots a while to marshal themselves. So, we'll come back and see you guys tomorrow. But hopefully, you have all had a good turkey day. And while you're nodding off to sleep on your couch, you've listened to us. If not, go fuck yourself. But until then, Zero, you know what to do.
Shoot for the stars.
And I hope to Christ you choke on a goddamn turkey bone, you fat piece of shit.